recording, so we can have the transcript of this.
Do we need to be recording to
We
have
have
it
to
live
have
stream?
Right,
It has to be available to the students.
Yeah.
somehow.
right. Even though it won't be live streamed. it
Right.
should be
So if we have it recorded, we should be okay. Okay. I think you're good, Mr. Speaker. I will record my seat.
Could I have a second to sign in the, also, did it?
I
email?
think I know a bird 7 at
Try Enbridge 7.
just in college stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just filling in this.
Oh, let's go. You got you nice.
As long as you have one.
It is comfortable.
Yeah, that's why.
I got the good ones.
I think that's just really important for you to know.
It really is.
Everything ready?
I believe so. Right. We are ready. Let me just double check and see if I've got. What was that? Okay. Are we bringing up these? But we're not.
Yeah, none of that. That's coming up. At least. Okay. You ready to rock and roll, kids? Do what? Sorry. Hello, everyone. It's my honor to call this first special session of the fall semester to order. It's great to see all of you. It's also great to see the gallery full for once, although the vast majority of you are already in Ascsu. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand for the pledge if you're willing and able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll move into the Csu Land Acknowledgement. Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This is also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other native tribes. We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties the nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed. CSU is founded as a land grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion, And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment. If you are a senator or associate senator that can now be sworn in, I'd ask you to come up to the front and the Chief Justice administer that oath of office.
So we're just going to do all this at one time. I know there's a lot of you guys, so just try to stay focused on what you're saying.
Marcus, microphone.
I state your name.
I,
Reid Vega,
Do solemnly swear to defend and uphold
do solemnly swear to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, guys.
I move into beginning roll call. Congratulations again, everyone. The clerk will call the roll.
Speaker DeSalvo,
Present.
Speaker Pro Tempore, Perez,
Present.
Recruitment and Retention Chair Batari,
Present.
Chair Athe,
Here.
Senator Geiser,
She's excused.
Senator Gebru,
Present.
Senator Nguyen,
Present.
Senator Pereira, Senator Oker,
She's excused.
Senator Reese,
Present.
Chair Venture,
Here.
Chair Trout,
Present.
Senator Milka,
I am here.
Senator Lowe, Senator Baron.
Present.
Thank you. Am I missing something? This is the list that
So I guess to those of you who just got sworn in, I guess we could go down the line and you'll just state your name so that we could write you on an attendance sheet. I think that works the best. Also for in terms of discussion and debate or motioning or what have you, we don't have placards made for you yet. There's nothing wrong with taking out a sheet of paper and writing your name on it and then raising that. Okay. So I guess we'll start. We start on this right side and go down. So I assume Senator Baron would be first in that row.
She's on the roster.
Okay. So I guess Senator Sanchez, which have we added to the roster yet? Cool. And I guess the gentleman next to Senator Melka. Yes.
Scott Thompson.
Oh, and the college or SDPS office you're representing as well, please.
College of Business.
Vaishnavi Sonarikar, Office of International Programs.
Reid Vega,
Health and Human Sciences.
McAllister Johnson, Health and Human Sciences.
Alonso Cordero, College of Business.
Ritik Correa, Office of International Programs.
I guess we could go to you, Ava, and then Senator McCall. Apologies.
Hi, my name is Ava McCall, and I will be representing the Women and Gender Advocacy Center.
I'm Riham Abdunabi, and I'm representing the Apex Center.
Hi, I'm Asma Bushara, and I'm representing the Black and African American Cultural Center.
Fantastic. Did we miss anyone? Cool. We'll move into consent agenda. Is there any President Long?
I motion to put the fight song on the agenda.
Is there a second for that motion?
I second.
There's been a second. So President Long has motioned to put the fight song on the agenda. There was a second. All in favor of placing the fight song on the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. I'm gonna call division on that. So we'll do a placard vote. This is great experience with the placard. All in favor of putting the fight song on the agenda, raise your placard. That's 9. Yep. There are 9 in favor, all opposed. No, she does not. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then abstentions. There's 1 abstention. 2 abstentions. Okay. So to amend the agenda and place something on the agenda, it does need 2/3. And the 2/3 threshold was not met. So I apologize, President Long, the fight song will not be added to the agenda. Senator Chair Athey.
Mr. Speaker, as we're in the first week and information needs to be shared, I move to add committee reports to the agenda just above conference business.
Is there a second for that motion? Okay, so there has been a motion to add committee reports to the agenda. We'll do a placard vote as well, because there might be division on this. So all in favor of moving committee reports onto the agenda? Thirteen, all those opposed? Two abstentions. 1 abstention. 13 to 2 to 1, that does meet the 2/3 threshold. Before confidence business, Senator Charity. Okay. That's fine.
Information fire.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll move into consent agenda. Is there any dissent? Seeing none, we'll move on to gallery input. Is there anyone in the gallery who wishes to speak at this time? Okay, I first saw, okay, so we'll go to Chief of Staff, Decent.
Hello, everyone. I'll make this short. Just a quick introduction. I am Chief of Staff Hayden Deason, and I use pronouns she, her, and hers. Really quick, we just had our first cabinet meeting, and the only thing that I'm going to ask or tell you today is please come sign up for tabling at the involvement fair next week. And so we don't have anybody in the 12 to 1 p.m. slot. So if you're able to volunteer for us, it's a great way to fill your office hours and also just get people to know about ASCSU. So when you have a break or have a second, please come see me. And I have a pen and paper for you to sign your name with. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Let's see, how do I say? Oh, thank you. I forgot. I yield my time.
What day is it, Chief of Staff?
Monday, Tuesday.
Don't come to school Monday.
Don't come to school Monday. Tuesday. We are tabling from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm gonna try and be there as much as I can. And it would be really awesome if we could let more people know about ASCSU. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else from the gallery who wishes to speak at this time? Your title is Secretary of State Waller.
Thank you, Speaker DeSalvo. Hello, everybody. It's good to see a healthy Senate. I am your Secretary of State this year, Waller Hohenzollern. Pleasure to meet you all. I've spoken with Speaker DeSalvo regarding a project I'm working on, custom visit days. And we have come to the agreement that you can use one of your office hours to give a presentation during the 1 hour slot I have every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for custom visit days to prospective students. So if anyone's interested in getting an office hour that way, please come speak to me. That would be much appreciated. And I yield my time.
Director of Health, Silverheart.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Silverheart. I'm the Director of Health and Wellbeing. I've had the absolute pleasure of meeting a good chunk of the people in this room, and to the people I haven't met, I am very excited to meet you tonight. I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of talk a little bit about what I'm working on, which includes blood drives. Our first blood drive will be October 31st, so it's in a few months, but it will be Halloween themed, which I'm super excited for. I also am working on increasing sexual health education and decreasing the cost of STI testing on campus, in addition to some other mental health kind of initiatives across campus with the help of the Health Network. Also, my office is located within the ASCSU office. I share it with the Director of Finance. In my first drawer, there's a ton of stress toys. So if you guys need to relieve stress, like especially during Senate, it can be very stressful sometimes. Feel free to stop by my office, grab a toy. Hopefully within the next week or two, I will also have tea within my office, so feel free to take tea as well. I want to be a resource for you guys and make sure that this space is as stress-free and healthy as it can be for the entire year. So thank you. I yield my time.
Is there anyone else from the gallery who wishes to speak at this time? Oh, yes, the advisors.
Permission to approach the floor. Hi all, my name is Jess Steerdal and I will be working on finding the handheld mic soon. Pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I do serve as the advisor of ASCSU. And first wanted to welcome you all to Senate. Thank you so much for being a voice for your fellow students. We know it's a lot of time and energy and effort that you're putting into this space. So just want to really thank you. And then just wanted to take time to introduce our front desk staff, or they can introduce themselves, as they're here to support you in anything you want to accomplish in Senate.
It's not batteries dead. Okay, so I am Jessie Schultz. I help oversee the financial and HR processes within ASCSU. I am here to help support in any connections you might have or. Okay, I'm Jessie Schultz. I oversee the financial and HR processes, but I'm also here to help assist with anything else you might need. Again, Jess and I are both in the office, and just shoot us an email or drop by to visit.
Hey everyone, my name's Ashton. I'm the new accountant. I'm also working as the front desk. Good to meet you. I'm a junior in the College of Business. I'm studying accounting and I am the accountant, so it's a good thing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth. I also work at the front desk, although I'm also senator for College of Business and then chair for budgetary affairs. So you'll see me in different capacities. So I'm just going to reiterate what they're all saying. If ever you have questions on ASCSU resources or need help finding any resources, let the front desk know and we try to get back as quick as we can.
Hello, my name is Alicia Baron. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the student staff manager for the front desk. Currently, I am clerking just for today to cover for our new clerk who we recently hired, so make sure to give her a big welcome when she comes into the office soon. A couple reminders about the front desk. We are here for you. We have most of what you need most of the time. So if you have a question and you don't know who to ask, we can be a great first step because even if we can't answer it, we can direct you to somebody else. We have lots of connections as well as booking events. Many of you have lots of meetings that you're looking to set up, whether with other students or with pro staff around campus. Let us know and we can help you reserve spaces in the LC or in other buildings if your event needs that large of capacity. Additionally, the weekly email that you receive every week or not, if you don't, let me know and we can fix that. The weekly email, if you have any contents that you would like to share with not only all of ASCSU, all 3 branches, as well as 400+ campus partners, if you have any events or announcements or updates for that, please send that in to the front desk email, which is ascsu_front_desk@mail.colorstate.edu at by 9 a.m. sharp on Mondays. Thank you. Do we know our time?
And just want to give an unofficial welcome to Dr. Jen Johnson and Dr. Ali Raza. They serve as like advisors in a more unofficial capacity. So if you want to wave to the crowd in the back there, also a great resource within the Slice office. We now yield our time.
Thanks, everyone. I guess now we'll move into committee reports. Is there any committee chair who wishes to give a report at this time? Chair Athey.
Hi all. As a member of the Legislative Cabinet specifically, I get to make a statement on this, but as well as just a member in general, I can't for the life of me understand any good intentions being the way this session has been set up. Senate was canceled, but also not. And then the not part is through a method that is entirely devoid of rules. For context, this session has no quorum and no calling rules and basically nothing to outline how it should work as a quote unquote emergency session. In that, it looks like the overall intention was to both ratify someone without any quorum requirement, meaning the minority gets to make the decision, and to neglect the other things on our plate this evening, like the bylaws and at least 4 pieces of legislation. Waiting for members to join before we get anything done means we will never get anything done. In addition, the decision for the agenda of this meeting was decided without a vote of the Legislative Cabinet. No member of ASCSU has a unilateral power, and therefore this agenda is null and void. I am not, though, going to continue to fight this one tonight, but only because I want to.
The gentlewoman will suspend. I would like to remind everyone that we will not use this time to launch political attacks.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not launching a political attack. As a member of the Legislative Cabinet, I am allowed a speaking right here. I will advise, however, that we should keep conversation germane to this session. This is germane to this.
So going forward, please keep comments to that scope. You may continue if you keep conversation germane to the scope of the special session that was called.
Cool, that's what I'm doing. I am not, though, going to continue to fight this for tonight, but only because I want to actually get some things done for once. I will, however, fight this every time from here on out if the rules aren't followed. Explicitly not following rules is a slippery slope to corruption, and in only week 2, yikes. Moving on to my report, Internal Affairs will be meeting this week on Friday for an hour just after Budgetary Affairs. That's 3:15 to 4:15, assuming that Budgetary is done by 3:15. I wanted to ensure we met this week, but our official meeting time will be Mondays from noon to 1. This means we'll be meeting twice before next Wednesday. If we finish all of the legislation on the docket currently on Friday, I will cancel for Monday though. See y'all Friday. I yield.
Great. Before we continue, I would just like to provide some justification for the statement you just heard. The reason we are not going over the bylaws right now is because there was a constitutional amendment that was written that says the bylaws have to be passed on the first regularly scheduled session of the Senate. Now, as you can tell, the Senate chamber is still fairly empty. We talk a lot about hearing everyone's voice in this organization. So in my mind, it would be detrimental to the students we represent, the offices we represent, and the university if we ran through these bylaws without all eyes on the bylaws. That was the justification. Now, clearly, some individuals don't like that, but that was the decision. So I apologize if any feelings were hurt, but I, for one, believe that we need as many people looking at things such consequential as the bylaws, with a vast majority of people looking at things. The first couple of meetings of this Senate, we made some very consequential decisions. Committee chairs were elected. That was when we had about 7 voting members present. I take big issue with the major decisions that steer the direction of this Senate being made by a small minority of the student population. It's unacceptable to me, and I'll take whatever political arrows are thrown at me for that. But that was the decision. Is there any other committee chair that wishes to report? Chair Trout.
My placard. Hey y'all, for our new members to ASCSU, welcome. We are really excited to have you here tonight. My name is Sammy Trout. I go by the he, him, his series of pronouns, and I'm the chair for the University Affairs Committee. This committee is important due to the fact that it deals with legislation that, quote, shall deal with affairs pertaining to university-wide student needs and concerns, as well as any matters relating to building external partnerships with local, state, and federal governments in order to respond to CSU student needs or concerns, end quote. If you're interested in joining this committee, which counts as a committee hour, which will be explained later on in the session, I will be hosting University Affairs on Mondays from 4 to 5. Now, I am open to changing this time, so please let me know if the time set now is inaccessible for y'all. In our next meeting, I would like to go over our committee bylaws and vote in the vice chair and secretary. All of the committee chairs will be doing this at some point. The too long didn't read version is the vice chair will be my second and will chair the committee if I'm absent or presenting bills, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to be doing that a lot this year. And the secretary takes notes. I can explain more of that during our committee, but that's just something to keep in mind. If you are interested in that, please let me or the other committee chairs know. I'm really excited to work with y'all this year. Thank you for your ears. I yield my time.
Thank you. We'll now move into confidence business. We'll start with the ratification. Yes, Senator Chair Rencher. Oh, you are going to be, my apologies.
Totally fine. And I also wanted to say, just while you all are here, Budgetary Affairs does meet Fridays at 2. We'll try to keep it to about an hour, and Budgetary Affairs deals more with the budget side of the bills. And as you'll probably hear later on the presentation, that is basically looking at bills and whether or not the funding that is going to be allocated to those projects is within like the proper rules and regulations of ASCSU and CSU as a whole. So if you'd like to learn more about that, come to our session this Friday and we'll go over our bylaws and additional information. I yield.
Thank you, Chair Venture. We'll now move into confidence business. Starting with the ratification of the Deputy Chief Justice. Chair
I promised them I'd do this earlier and I forgot. I'm motion to move swearing in of Noah Birch to first confidence business in case he has to leave, because he said he might have to.
Seconded. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's been a motion made to move the swearing in of Noah Birch up in confidence business. There was a second. All in favor of doing that, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? This passes unanimously. The parliamentarian will reflect that change. and the Chief Justice will administer the oath of office.
So I state your name.
I, Noah Burge,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
We'll now move into the ratification of the Deputy Chief Justice. I believe that the Chief Justice is going to present this nominee. Okay.
So I get the amazing job to present you guys Kelly Dungan. She is one of the most accomplished people I know, and I'm so excited to put her up for the deputy position for Deputy Chief Justice. There's two main reasons that I appointed her to this position. The first one is the amazing work she did last year as Associate Justice. I did not see another member of the court with as much command of the Constitution or as much passion that she had put into her passion project, Rams Know Their Rights. Beyond that, she made a very conscious effort to be a part of this space as much as she could and get to know every single one of you guys. The second reason I'm appointing her is the passion she displays not only in this office, but in the community. If you guys do not know, Kelly is also a substitute teacher within the Fort Collins community. So she's involved with kids and the community every single day. And I think as someone in the court, I believe the best characteristic of someone in the court will be to have passion to involve your community and the people around you to make meaningful change. So with that, I present Kelly Dungan.
Thank you, Chief Justice Zacharias. As he said, my name is Kelly Dungan. I'm a fourth-year student here at CSU. I study education and English. I really had a great time getting to know a bunch of you at the retreat a couple of weeks ago, and if we haven't met yet, I'm excited for some potential collaboration in the future. And yeah, with that, I kindly welcome Q&A.
Okay, we'll now open 10 minutes of Q&A for this candidate. For those of you who are new or maybe newer, what that'll look like is you'll raise your placard if you're wishing to ask a question. I'll take your name down and we'll try to go on over. So the first question, Senator Correa.
Hello. So I know you've already been an associate senator last year, but I want to still redirect this question. How do you intend on being unbiased in your decisions?
To me, being unbiased really comes down to being objective and setting my personal opinions to the side. When working in a team, I think that I'm really held accountable by my team members, such as the Chief Justice and our Associate Justices. We really work to be transparent in our opinions and come from a place of objectivity. And to me, that really means just setting my personal opinions to the side and thinking from an objective point of view. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. And I have one more.
Sure.
So should a situation arise in which you feel that you are personally involved, how would you mitigate that situation?
So in a situation like that, I would recuse myself.
Okay, thank you. That will be all.
Charity.
I've definitely asked you these questions before because they've been in my list for a very long time. But I'm going to ask you anyway because your answers will change. Except no, I can't see my screen. I have a mic open. There we go. Okay. How do you plan to uphold the university and ASCSU initiatives of diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Yeah, thank you, Charity. I plan to uphold those values in my personal life and in my work at ASCSU. In my personal life, I really seek out individuals who have different viewpoints as me. I think that's a quality that I hold dear to myself. I've done a lot of work in my time at CSU to make sure that I have expanded my viewpoints. An example of that is my honors thesis that I'm working on this semester is targeting multicultural teaching and making sure that our educators in Fort Collins have multicultural perspectives when interacting with their students. So in that work, I've really spent a lot of time interacting with diverse populations and working to expand my personal biases, and grow as a person. In my work at ASCSU, I think it's really important that we acknowledge that we're representing the student body, and that comes with a lot of diverse individuals. So for us on the court, we do our best to work sensitively to address the needs of the student population, and attend diversity symposiums and trainings. And I know that we have professional development related to all that on our docket for later this semester.
Thank you. It is your job to represent all identities, not just those that you hold. How do you intend to ensure that you're doing this?
For me, it comes down to two key tenets with that, which are accessibility and inclusion. I think that for me, accessibility in this space is, first of all, to have a physically accessible space so that diverse populations are able to come and voice their needs and opinions in our space. And then having an emotionally accessible space. I'm sure we all realize that it can be intimidating as a student to approach the student government. And so it's really, I've made it my goal to make sure that we have a welcoming space. And then to be inclusion is having a seat at the table and having your voice be truly heard. And I see it as my responsibility to seek out those diverse voices.
Thank you. My last question was encompassed by Senator Perez. So I'm good. Thank you. Are you?
Senator Melko.
Awesome. So I would just like to ask you one question tonight, so that you can show us like how you shine and stuff. I'm curious, what personal strengths would you bring to this position, and what qualities that you do you think would be great that you have for this position?
Thank you, Senator Malka. That's a great question. I think my biggest strength as an individual is my ability to empathize very well. And I think that's something that's really important in this role. We often are interacting with people who are in a very vulnerable position. And so approaching that with sensitivity and empathy, I think, is of the utmost importance and allows us to approach our job from a perspective of restorative justice, which is our ultimate goal. Other than that, I view myself as a really effective communicator and a strong leader, both of which are important qualities for the Deputy Chief Justice.
Awesome. Thank you. That's all I have for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And just for the information of any senator or associate senator, when you are finished, you say, "I yield." So Senator Malka, do you yield?
I yield.
Thank you. Chair Trout.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hello, good evening. These are some of my questions I'm sure you've heard, so we'll just speed run these really quick. Have you read the ASCSU Constitution, and how would you judge your understanding of that document?
Yeah, I feel like I'm very familiar with the ASCSU Constitution. I've spent quite a bit of time analyzing it in my role last year as an associate justice. Before ratification, I further reviewed it, and I feel very confident moving forward in my ability to critically analyze not only the Constitution, but our other governing documents.
How do you plan to balance work, ASCSU, and school?
My job here is one of my biggest responsibilities. I've truly never had an issue in the past balancing work. I consider myself to be someone who's very good at time management. I have other responsibilities on my plate. I consider myself to be a very ambitious student, but I don't foresee that being an issue here.
Awesome, thank you. I yield.
Thank you.
Are there any other senators who wish to ask a question of this candidate? Seeing none, we will move into a period of discussion and debate on this candidate, but ask the candidate to leave the room while that happens.
Thank you. I yield my time.
All right, we'll move into a period of discussion and debate, starting with the first race placard. Chair Trout.
I motion to previous question.
There's been a motion to previous questions. There's a second. It's been seconded. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? abstentions? Motion passes. So we'll now begin voting on this candidate.
Motion for unanimous consent.
So there's been a motion to approve this candidate with unanimous consent. Is there a second?
I second that.
Point of information, and part, is there dissent? Not, we don't need a second.
Is there dissent to this motion? Seeing none, this candidate is approved with unanimous consent. Will the Chief Justice administer the oath of office?
I state your name,
I, Kelly Dungan,
do solemnly swear to defend and uphold
do solemnly swear to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University
set forth by the Constitution of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
That will move into ending roll call. Set Cherry.
Mr. Speaker, I move to use beginning roll call as ending roll call.
Seconded.
Okay, so there's been a motion to use beginning roll call as ending roll call. It's been seconded. I guess I'll do a voice vote. All in favor? Say aye. Opposed? So so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Nay, okay. And abstentions. Okay, so the yeas have it. Any roll call will be beginning roll call. And now we'll move into adjournment. So what's going to happen now is we're going to move into an informational session, which is like super informal. I'm going to present some slides for those of you who are new. We're going to kind of go over parliamentary procedure, the rules, and how the Senate operates. Yes.
I know we're on Senate, but can we have that social media?
Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Be back at we'll say 7:30.
David, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Someone told me that you're joining again. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, I can't say that.
yeah. I noticed like there's times you're like, oh, like this might be
Every
figure. Okay, I'm gonna have some candy now.
Get some cake or something on it.
Decided I have no class.
I don't think so.
It feels like it was out there not long ago. Like I'm here, I'm like, wow.
Good day. Hope that has Stay back.
I was very glad that person. I am very happy because I'm happy for you. Yeah, like yeah, someone's around. Yeah, like that would be for the vice president. There's more of a whoever gets first place in the first round, they're done, they're running. However, the next three, only one of those three can go. When we do study center, that will be a yes. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I'll say yes or no first. Yeah. Do I get to vote? You've been well, I told them ever this form. But I've been here for a while. I mean, I kind of want everyone to vote before, but yeah, you don't have to. So. Yeah. You don't want to do the record keeping, so I'll just go with that. It says not to, you have to fill that. Exactly. Like, because we don't want someone who's watching to come out and select. More than there's next rest of the stage.
Welcome to ACSU. Welcome to ACSU. Yeah, I know. Welcome to ACSU.
I haven't been here.
No, people want.
No, I'll give my eyes. You're in my
Number 2 for you.
We gotta get parked. That'd be cool. I don't even know why I ask people all the time.
I don't like. I very much grew up
Oh, wait.
So it's like from day one. Yeah, true.
And you're doing bylaws next week, so you'll be like. We're waiting on.
My name's
Very exciting.
I'm very happy. I like the rules I have. It's like I have the.
Describe her.
Hi, Fred. You look so.
You're enjoying it. Absolutely. You're like I am. My name's Alicia. Sustainability and I keep.
I don't have one right now.
Oh my God. I can do
And I'll type up a little blurb for you. We can do an informal session like this. And I can give you.
So it's looking like, it's good, yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, basically, I forgot the name of you.
Limited gender
If you have any questions, you can
have one. Oh, yeah.
Which are my.
I love your earrings.
Yes, so colorful. So now it's a little bit less, but like this range.
You gotta.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't see anything.
Walk away.
You did, you did 2 years ago. You were out here like, actually, subsection line of the Constitution says. Let me show you the flash. I can't believe you know.
It's easier for us to have.
Oh, you saw that too?
You don't like it?
Oh, I definitely thought it was. You definitely. Sorry.
Here's the deal, right? Who put them up there?
Those candies today.
It's like really good, like, I'd rather.
I was like,
You were trying to get them to spill, weren't you? I'm on you.
What time are we coming back again?
Now. All righty, everyone, if you could make your way back to your seats. We'll introduce Yeah. To those of you that are new, sorry you're kind of thrown into the fire this first meeting without getting to know me or the folks up here, or maybe even the folks sitting next to you. Since it's kind of a smaller environment, I just like to go maybe row by row, say your name, your major, and kind of why you wanted to get involved in ASCSU. I think we'll start in the back with Senator Cabrew, if you wouldn't mind.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is having a good evening. My name is Sabina Gebru. I am the senator for College of Health and Human Sciences. I'm a third-year Human Development Family Studies major with a business minor. And the reason I joined Senate was because I wanted to represent diverse voices within the College of Health and Human Sciences. I yield.
Oh, yeah, and going forward, like this is, like if you want to practice yielding and stuff, that's fine. It's really informal. We're not even in session right now, so you could keep it chillaxed too. It's up to you. But thank you for practicing parliamentary procedure.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alicia Baron. I'm a junior and I'm the associate senator for Centro. The reason why I wanted to join was just because I wanted to try something new, get involved, and yeah, get experience. Thank you. I yield.
Hey y'all, I'm Mariana Sanchez. I represent Centro and I'm in the College of Business and CIS. I'm a senior and I got into this because I wanted to do more to represent the Latinx community and meet new people. Thank you.
I guess I'll give some love to this side too. I guess you could start, Senator Abdulnabi.
Hey everybody, I'm Riham Abdunabi and I'm the senator for the Asian Pacific American Cultural Center. And the reason that I got involved is I honestly wanted to try something new and speak for the voices from my community.
What's up? My name is Asma Bushara. I'm the senator for the Black African American Cultural Center. I decided to give this a go just because I thought it'd be something interesting and something fun to do. I also agree with what everyone said with diversity and giving people voices. And I think that Black and African American students deserve to be represented. So that's why I'm here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Clyde Nguyen. I'm the senator for APAC, Asian Pacific Cultural Center. I'm a mixed liberal arts major. I'm a fourth year, and I'm here for ASCSU to support not only my constituents, but also to bring like impactful change, hopefully, to the whole university. Thank you.
And now we'll go to Senator Reid.
Hey everyone, name's Theo Reese, majoring in political science with minor in economics and legal studies. I kind of just want to join ASCSU to get a sense of what the legislative process would be like coming to Senate sessions, writing bills and all that stuff, because maybe thinking about law school, maybe thinking about being an aide for senator, so I just kind of want to get into the process and see what it's like.
Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Melka. I'm in liberal arts and a political science major. And part of the reason why I want to join ASCSU is I want to help disabled students. Perhaps like I would say students with learning disabilities more than anything. And then I also just want to help make the school a better place. Maybe that be like a bathroom that needs to be remodeled all the way to something big like serious mental health reform in this university. So I want to help with all those things. And I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. I yield.
Hey, I'm Scott. It's great to be back in the Senate chambers. I'm a senator for the College of Business. I am a senior in my last semester and I study economics and business. I'm passionate about affordable housing for communities with mental health and other issues. And I absolutely love the College of Business. And I'm here to represent, and I love being in Senate as well. So thank you for having me.
Hello, everyone. I am Elizabeth and also senator for the most wonderful College of Business. And I got involved in ASCSU actually first through the front desk. So from there, I just heard about students doing so many amazing things on campus, such as providing funding to help with the new Rams Against Hunger location. And I really wanted to get involved with projects like that. So currently excited to get going with some campus improvement, particularly in the College of Business. And with that, I yield.
Hello, I'm Vaishnavi Sonarikar. I'm a senator for Office of International Programs. I study Masters in Computer Information Systems at the College of Business, and I absolutely love College of Business as well. It's a great college. I decided to get involved into ASCSU because I wanted to try something really intense and impactful. And I wanted to make CSU be a better community for international students. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Reid Vega. I am a Health and Human Sciences senator, and I joined ASCSU because I wanted to become part of the conversation of how we can make the university better, specifically regarding mental health, and just in general, I would like to make a positive, impactful change at CSU, so that's why I joined.
Hi, I'm McAllister Johnson. I'm also College of Health and Human Sciences. I was just like, I did this in high school, and my dad was also like in charge of this at a different college. And so, not in charge, was an advisor. And so I thought this would be an interesting experience to be a part of. And I just love like knowing what's going on around like my school. And so I thought this would be a great way to hear about cool things.
All right, I'll go back to this side. We'll start with Senator Mccall.
Hi everyone, I'm Ava. I use she, her pronouns. My majors are poli-sci, comms, and a minor in women's studies. I am here in Senate because I've been here for 2 years before and I just couldn't get enough, obviously. I was fortunate to serve as the chair of the Women's Caucus for 1 year and serving as a senator for the College of Liberal Arts for 2 years. And now I'm back serving the Women and Gender Advocacy Center in this space. I'm passionate about it because this space has historically been informed by whiteness, which obviously I am a part of, and I think that having representation from the SDPS offices can help mitigate that issue. Thank you.
Hi y'all, my name is Sammy. I go by the he, him, his series pronouns. I'm currently studying sociology with a criminal justice concentration and a minor in political science. There's a lot of reasons why I wanted to get into ASCSU. Some of the examples given above. Want to understand a little bit more of the legislative process and see how the changes we make here truly do impact the student population. I've also just really wanted to dive headfirst into the advocacy work, which is a lot of the stuff that we do. And we do a lot of stuff. In February, we get to go meet with state capital leaders, which is a really exciting adventure that most students don't get the pleasure of doing. So I'm really excited to continue doing that advocacy work here. And yeah.
Hi all, my name is Ariadne Ethi. I am the senator for the Student Disability Center and I'm the chair of the Internal Affairs Committee. As representing, I took notes. My pronouns are she, her, and my reason for joining is that I saw a lot of detriment happening to the disabled community, and I thought that I would be able to help mitigate that, and I have seen it every single day since then, and I am still fighting that. I yield.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ritik Correa. I also go by Rick, so feel free to call me whatever. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, everybody has really, inspirational and inspiring stories for why they joined ASCSU. I'm going to be really honest. Mine's not that inspiring. I told this in the retreat. If you were there, you know about it. So I got a text from one of my friends who initially held this post, and he was like, "Hey Rick, do you want to become a senator?" I'm like, "What do I get?" He said, "You get the title, Senator Correa." So I was like, "No shit, sign me up." But when I got here, I realized all the changes that you can make with this position, all the resources that I have access to that I can use to help other students. And learning that, I made sure that I put my time and effort into helping students with passing 2 resolutions, a bill and a Lex. And yeah, that's pretty much all.
Hi, my name is Alonzo, and I'm a senator for one of the best colleges here at CSU, College of Business. Yeah, I'm a freshman first year. I may be young and naive, but I really want to learn all about ASCSU and the different projects everybody has going on. And, I just wanted to be a part of a important community and make some change here, possibly. And yeah, I hope to get to know everybody here.
Unless you want to talk about why you decided to work for ASCSU.
I decided to work for ASCSU last year as a young and naive freshman because I was looking for a job that would allow me to flex my organizational skills, maybe have a little bit of fun, but most of all, a job, gain some experience in an office setting because I am an IO psychology major, and a lot of the focus of what I study is how to improve the workspaces for people's psychological and physical occupational health. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. And if you see any problems with any of that, let me know. I would love to get into that. But I'm excited to see all of you here this year.
Testing. Does that work? Sweet. If I had a rapper name, it would be Young Coconut Juice. Okay, anyways, I'm Faraz. I'm a senator for the College of Health and Human Sciences. Did not get into the Dean's Council, but you can't win them all. Let's see, I'm also your recruitment and retention officer. So my job is basically to keep you guys here, as long as you guys want to, and also recruit new people. We are missing a lot of people from a lot of important places on campus, such as Walter Scott Engineering. If any of you know someone in engineering that's interested, we really need that representation. So I'd be grateful for that. Also, I was handing out those blue and gold books. Green and gold, sorry. If you flip to the first page, my email is there. So if you have any questions, it's the 4th one. Just send it there and we'll get you the resources you need. Why I joined? I was a big fan of Vice President Mary. I was a stan, if you will. But yeah, I came to a few sessions. I really enjoyed what they did here. Also, Rick was involved in this process. Big supporter of mine, day one. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll link you to the right resources. But I hope this is a great year for all of y'all. So I yield my time.
Hi y'all, my name is Kimberly Carrasco Perez. I'm the speaker pro tempore. I use she, her, ella series pronouns. Ella is just her in Spanish. I have the pleasure as serving as your guys' speaker pro tempore. What this basically means for you guys is that a lot of you will talk to me very, very frequently. My job is to provide you with resources. If you want to connect to the community, I am the middleman for those things. If you're wanting to do certain outreach things, I'm here to help you do those things. Bills, Lexes, any of those things that you guys need, I'm here for. My email is also in that green and gold book. In my office, I share with good old Speaker DeSalvo. My office hours are posted on the door if you ever want to meet in person, and if you want to meet virtually, just let me know and we can set something.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick. I'm your Speaker of the Senate this year. There's kind of a story as to why I joined, but my first experience with this environment was being ratified for the Board of Student Org Funding. And so I kind of got a taste of what the Senate was like. And, last year, the environment was incredibly dysfunctional, and that a whole lot got done. And so that's when I decided to run. I decided to kind of shift the culture within the Senate. And that's one of my main goals now, to where we maintain our focus and we don't have tunnel vision on maybe being a loud symbol of division or a political figure or scoring political points in this environment, but rather you're focused on legislation that is beneficial to the students. I'm going to level with you. The Board of Governors are on our door, and they won't hesitate to take away our funding if we don't produce anything after another year of being in the Senate. So I kind of want us all to put our heads together and think of a big project that, when we come back to visit CSU 10, 15 years down the line, we could look and we could say, ASCSU did that in our session. And, that's the impact we should be focused on. And so hopefully you meet me in that goal. That's why I'm here. But thank you all for being here. I really appreciated it. It takes a big person to step up and kind of come into this area that may be intimidating. So thank you. I'm going to move into a presentation as far as how to write a bill and what parliamentary procedure is like, especially if you're new. You may have absolutely no idea what's going on. So we'll shift into that. While I'm here, I'll move over there, but while I'm here, can anyone tell me in all of these pictures one similarity? Yeah, Justin.
They're all bills.
That's right.
No, wait, really?
Is Bill Belichick on there?
He's not. I think I'll download it. That's probably easier. Okay.
Please full screen it and get rid of the thing on the side. It's the hamburger on the left side. Let's do it. Thanks.
Yes, that's right. They're all bills. At the top left, we have music legend Bill Withers. If you don't know who Bill Withers is, I don't know which rock you crawled out from underneath, but Bill Withers is a legend. Listen to some of the music. Underneath that is probably our first experience, our introduction to student government. That is the Bill from Schoolhouse Rock. And then up next to Bill Withers, we have Bill Nye the Science Guy. Underneath him is Bill Gates. We got Bill Murray up at the top, a movie legend. Underneath him is former President Bill Clinton. To the right, I was kind of running out of ideas and I had to fill some space. So that's the logo for the Buffalo Bills. And then underneath that is Bill Hader, who is, I don't know, some might consider him a comedy legend, but I think he's a height. This is how to write a bill. So what's a bill? First of all, it deals with appropriations, constitutional amendments, any other legislation. And when it's enacted and voted upon and signed, it's binding on ASCSU operations. So in whatever form that looks like, but that's a bill. A resolution is different in a sense. A resolution really doesn't have any binding power. Resolutions are typically written to make a statement. So I remember last session, there was a resolution to kind of acknowledge that President Biden had promised student loan debt relief. obviously, any decision that ASCSU makes really has no hold on what President Biden does, but it was kind of a statement that this organization said, we're gonna hold you to account and do this, although it has no binding power. Elects, if the plural would be allege, it shall be used when both a bill and a resolution are necessary and have the powers of both as well. So this is what happens with constitution, anything constitutional, that's when elects is brought up. How you get on the floor. So when you're writing a bill, you need 3 senators or associate senators to sponsor or endorse. And then on top of that, 3 other members holding floor rights or 1 committee to have it hit the floor. Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but that's wrong. It's just any member who has speaking rights on the Senate floor, so that there isn't any kind of ratio in the bylaws. It's just 6 people.
Okay, well, I will note that this was a recycled presentation, so that's what we're using, but I guess you kind of get the gist. An important piece to that I really want to focus on is that if you're writing a bill that maybe has something to do with housing and dining, try to get into contact with the director of housing and dining on the executive end. I think it's beneficial when we kind of work together on projects, have more minds focusing on something. So the difference between the sponsorship and the endorsement, a sponsorship doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with whatever's being presented. It just means that you want it to be seen on the floor. An endorsement rather is saying you want this passed as is, you agree with it. So this is where we get into the fancy words of the bill writing. The bills have to be in this language to be binding, whereas you're essentially saying, here's why it's being done, the reasoning behind the bill, and therefore the reasoning, here's why I'm doing it, and what this bill will do when it's passed. And so the send it bro part of this presentation, once a bill, a resolution, or a lex gets passed, we send it to Rick Miranda, the interim president. Of course, that's going to change somewhere around the 2nd semester. The ASCSU president, which is President Long, he'll already have to see it to sign it. He also has veto power that we'll talk about later. CSU admin. So essentially, like I said, if your bill has something to do with housing and dining services, you probably want to send that to the director of housing and dining on the university level. Yeah.
Right, so this side is also incorrect. It goes to the CSU president, that's correct. And it has to go to Tony Frank, and then everyone else is subjected to the author. It can go to literally anyone you want.
Right, this is a suggestion on who to send legislation to.
Right, but it has to go to the CSU president, and it has to go to Tony Frank. The rest of them are subjective.
Right.
Okay, that wasn't written here. Where's that?
Yeah. Rob
Point of
has to sign it.
information.
Yeah.
Could we have a moment of silence for Joyce McCall?
No.
That's also subjective. Any strong like Joyce fans in the building? Isn't that weird? Before I move on, are there any questions? Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Senator Gabriel.
I have a question about senators writing bills. Is it our primary job in Senate to write bills, to pass them?
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, yeah, I could defer to Kim for that one if you want.
So your guys' primary job is to represent your constituencies. How you choose to represent the people in your constituencies is up to you. It is no longer a requirement for senators to have to write a bill each semester. However, I would highly encourage you to at least write one And if you need help through that process, I am here to help. But your primary job is to represent your constituencies, and that's why every single one of you is here.
Thank you.
Right, I guess in addition to that, we do have $120,000 this session to spend on various projects, so. I mean, like Kim said, it is up to you what you want to do. But I think for you to have the most impact, throw some money at a project you're really passionate about that represents your constituents or is just helpful for the student body as a whole. Any other questions? Cool. So these are Robert's Rules of Order. This is our parliamentary procedure that we follow. I will lead with, there is nobody maybe in this entire university that knows Robert's Rules of Order like the back of their hand. It's a book with thousands of pages with little intricacies in Robert's Rules. We use the general parliamentary procedure that's in Robert's Rules, if that helps. So the chair is the person that presides over the meeting. They kind of enforce the procedure, make sure that debate or discussion is germane. I designate who speaks based on who raises their placard, and is the person responsible for crafting the agenda. I chair the Senate, and then you have committee chairs and caucus chairs past that. Quorum, by definition, is at least a majority of the elected and or active members of the body, but quorum in this case is 2/3 of the Senate body that is present. That's what quorum is. Yeah.
It's not, it's a majority in the bylaws. It's
When-
not 2/3, it's a majority.
When quorum is called, I believe 2/3 of voting members need to be present.
Yeah, I definitely just researched this, just looked at it. It's a majority.
Thanks.
I can look at that too.
Yeah. So minutes are the official record of the proceedings of a deliberative assembly. They're kind of a way to reflect what occurs during meetings. There's two types of minutes. There are action minutes, which essentially just detail the vote counts and what the votes were on. Detailed minutes details everything. It goes more in depth. Those are detailed minutes. Yeah.
Just really quickly, this is something I mentioned in my committee report. The secretary takes minutes for committees, and I believe parliamentarian takes minutes for the Senate.
It's the
clerk. My apologies. Hello. So just for people who are aware, those are the individuals that take minutes. If you want to take your own minutes, you're more than welcome to. But those are the official people that take the minutes.
A motion by definition is a formal proposal by a member in a meeting that the group takes a certain action. So you do that by raising your placard, say, I motion to do this. I move that we do this. All motions need a second. The only caveat to that, you saw it tonight. Someone can make a motion to approve an individual with unanimous consent. I would then ask, is there any dissent to that motion? If I don't hear any dissent, then that person is approved with unanimous consent. That just means the body agrees. Yeah.
Point of personal privilege is also that's a point of, never mind.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. So an amendment modifies the wording within limits and oftentimes the meaning of the main motion. So perhaps if a motion you make isn't entirely popular, somebody will request that that motion be amended, and we'd have to vote on that motion being amended. Now, just because a motion is amended doesn't mean that it's going to pass. There needs to be a revote on the motion that was amended. Hopefully that makes sense. That was a lot of word salad, but So essentially, like we went over, you get recognized to speak, you state what your motion is, you need a second, and then we vote on it. At this point, I'll restate the motion that was made. It kind of ensures the clarity of the motion itself, and it makes sure that the motion was well understood, not only by me, but by the rest of the body, because sometimes things get cloudy or misinterpreted. And at that point, the motion becomes the question. So you also heard earlier tonight, motion to previous question, that's what that means. So we kind of talked about it, a scenario. Someone says, I move that we allocate $500 to the Nick DeSalvo fan club for their meet and greet. Of course, that would pass with unanimous consent, so we wouldn't have to worry about going any further. But in the case of this happening, Senator B would second it, and then we'd vote on it. Debate will happen after restating the question. I'll turn to the person that kind of made that first motion. They're the first person that gets to speak on behalf of that. Once that person is done speaking, they'll say, I yield. And then everyone else wishing to speak will raise their placard. What I'm going to do this year is, as far as debate, I'll ask those in favor, just initially those opposed, and maybe those who are indifferent. So that way, if maybe it's a motion that's I don't know, it seems like in the chamber there's wholehearted support, but maybe you disagree and you don't want to be the only person to speak out. This is kind of a way of showing that there may be others that think like you, so don't feel like you're alone in it. Essentially, that's how things are going to be done this session. Different to maybe, I don't know, going everyone agrees with something and there's no dissent to it. When I do that, I will switch off from those who are in favor and those who are against, and then throw those who are maybe indifferent into the mix with it, just so we're hearing different perspectives. This also gives us an opportunity, maybe if somebody said a point that you were already making, you could yield to redundancy and then we get things done faster. So debate is really just discussion on the merits of the question itself. Debate has to stay within those parameters. And then each person speaks twice for up to 10 minutes, but the body can vote to suspend it at any time. Yeah, Charity.
So it's not 10 minutes, it's 5 minutes for the first speaking time, it's 3 minutes for the second speaking time, and then it can be extended for 2 minutes. That says each time, and so even though it's a total of 10 minutes, it's not equal to that.
Well, it says for up to 10 minutes each time, yeah. But yeah, you get the gist, 10 minutes total, possibly. And then I like this meme because we have some people who feel like, oh yeah, I love free speech, healthy discussion on the issues, but as long as you agree with me, I think we have to get into a mindset of, we encourage healthy discussion, debate on any issues, and we're respectful and following our principles of community, of integrity and respect when talking about maybe these issues that people feel very, very passionate about. Like I said, speaking list, again, a motion can be made to extend discussion and debate. There could also be a motion to exhaust the speakers list that's been written down. That's an option as well. If you want to end the debate, somebody has to raise the placard. I move to previous question. It requires a second, and to end debate completely, the 2/3 majority vote is required. And then if that passes, debate on that question ends immediately, and then move into voting. Again, debate the issues, not the person. Ad hominem attacks or rhetorical fallacy that could be used. Don't call somebody a liar, say that they're an idiot. Don't attack the individual, attack the idea that's happening. But also remember that you're speaking on behalf of your college or your SDPS office. So I assure you, your colleges don't want somebody nasty representing them. Your offices don't want anyone nasty representing them. So, be professional and always act as though everything's being recorded, which it is. So what I would suggest is maybe going back and looking on how debate was structured in the past and maybe some of those things to get an idea of how it runs, because the debate portion is a little bit difficult to navigate sometimes. Again, with the amendments, on the floor amendments are also made during the committees. So you could be a part of budgetary, internal, or university affairs. Any bill or lex or resolution that's brought before them, those committees have the availability to make amendments on that legislation. But if you're the author of that legislation, you also have the opportunity to not consent to those amendments. Overruling that takes a 2/3 majority vote in the Senate to do. Amendments essentially, they're pretty simple. They change the language or the meaning, but they have to remain germane to the discussion. So essentially, just stick to the scope of what the bill, the resolution, or the lex is about. You wouldn't add an amendment to, I don't know, grant $500 to have puppies in a certain event when the bill's about transportation, so just keep it into that scope. Something you'll hear a lot, points of order, points of information, or points of clarification. So the point of order is to identify when rules are kind of being broken, kind of keep everyone on track to the discussion. Point of information or request of information, it doesn't count against the times that you're allowed to speak, but maybe if you need some more information on something, that's when you use that. And then point of clarification, if someone in the Senate body knows the answer to kind of the question you were asking, point of clarification, and then they'll answer that. Yep.
This is just an addition to that, because I've seen in the past that those 2 points, point of information and point of clarification, have been used for debate, and they're definitely not debate. So I felt like that was something that needed to be added.
And I think, okay, we already went over unanimous consent. I think everyone kind of understands that. And like I said, there are a lot of nitty-gritty rules to Robert's rules, but you'll get it. Don't be scared. And a lot of people are learning on the fly. So that's about it. Are there any questions as far as Robert's rules or procedure in the Senate? Cool. Well, if you want to stick around, kind of chat with the folks that are around you, maybe get to know some other people, that's great. Otherwise, you're released, I guess. Same time next week, folks. Thanks. Oh, before we break, Kim, what you got?
So I passed around a little piece of paper, well, it was a legal pad, that so you guys can write your emails on it. So we use for communication purposes Slack. Anyway, so I passed around a little piece of paper for communication purposes. We use Slack. If you've used Discord before, it's similar to that.